Oh, I love it.
I've watched it like 30 times.
I love that. That's on Twitter, right?
All right.
I watched the whole thing. Somebody posted like, I
Your
don't know how, but that
manspreading.
blue one is cheap.
Oh, no, I'm just saying that.
Yeah, enough.
Blue comment.
Ya basta.
You ready, Pat? All right, good.
Go get snacks.
Are we good in on Yeah, Freddie.
Remember the mics, guys.
Bro, Jay Electronica told Joe Budden, I never heard your albums, bro. May Allah bless your career as a journalist.
Ooh.
That is the rudest.
On Twitter?
On Twitter, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Let's talk about that after we get the opening going.
So am I supposed to hold this?
No. We
gonna eat cereal.
Yeah, we're gonna get it. Just relax. It's cool.
You had Doboy at Eat.
Hey, what up, though? It's your boy to hear more.
And I'm
Oh,
Patrick.
sorry.
And I'm Doboy.
I'm sorry. Which are we looking at?
This one. My
The,
camera.
the one that's plugged in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go with Mike.
Are we live? Yeah.
Yeah, we're live.
Oh, for sure.
I don't got a spoon.
I got the spoons right over there.
Okay, let me get it before he puts Corona on it. No, I don't. I want the one that's in the bag.
Pat,
Roni.
Do we need to put it in YouTube? I mean, not on YouTube, but Patreon?
What?
The link? Because I just went live on YouTube.
They'll know.
Oh,
won't
yeah,
they?
they'll know.
Oh, okay, cool. All right.
This one's for
Shut up,
everybody.
Tier.
Come on, let's get to the cereal eating.
All right. What up, y'all? It's your boy to hear more.
And I'm Patrick Cloud.
And this is another episode of Chit Chat and Cereal. We got
Yeah.
special guests in the house right now, young Doughboy.
Yerp.
Old Doughboy.
You know what I'm saying? And Kev on stage is in the
Kev
building.
on stage.
And today we are trying the strawberry flavored Pop-Tart cereal.
Oh,
Now I'm conflicted
yeah.
about this because strawberry Pop-Tarts ain't even that lit.
Yes,
On
they
the
are.
hierarchy.
I did not know this was a
Crazy.
cereal until
Yeah.
this
Well,
moment.
We
We
actually
tried-
tried the brown sugar, and it was not great.
It wasn't good?
But I hear
You know
that this
what?
is way better.
We liked it better dry, I think. That's what it was. And
That's
it
what
was
she
good
said.
on the first bowl. The
Is
second
that what
bowl
she
was
said?
like,
She probably wouldn't say
How'd you guys feel in the fourth bowl?
huh?
How did you feel in the fourth bowl?
We only had two.
Those are the real
I want to
questions.
see how I
Two
felt.
whole bowls on the
It was
thing?
small bowls. These small bowls. And like the first bowl was like literally what was left after we tried it dry. We always try the cereal dry first, just to see how it is.
You guys like cereal connoisseurs.
yeah.
Right?
It's got notes of
This is a paper,
corn
it's not even
syrup.
like good information. This is a paper bowl.
I'm excited about this one, man, because I was looking for the strawberry one for a while.
Where'd you
man.
find it?
breathe all over it.
Hey, randomly, how come Pop-Tarts don't have an apple flavor?
This looks like
Do they not?
Frosted
They don't.
Mini Wheats.
Are you
It
sure?
does.
They
It
don't
might have
have-
just not been popular too.
Smells amazing.
Man,
does.
it looks so
And
good.
that's first off.
It looks
that
like
is
how
fact.
shredded mini wheat should look.
That's exactly right.
Pat,
Wait
did you
for
get the spoon?
them.
I'm not even doing nothing yet.
Don't tuck your spoon in.
I'm not.
Oh, that smell. It smells like cotton candy.
Sweet and go.
I don't like cotton candy. That's the most overrated favorite.
It makes you
Oh, I
sick
hate
almost.
cotton
It makes you
candy.
sick almost every time you eat
I
it.
hate everything about it. The
the
texture.
worst.
Unpopular opinion. Cotton
that's a
candy's
popular
trash.
opinion.
There you
Throw
go.
that one on the table, Pat, so they can see that box real quick.
Throw that thing in a circle.
man.
My bad.
Boom.
Over Kobe's.
There it is.
Are we just trying to dry
Yeah,
first?
just trying to dry first. See what it is.
Oh, this is
Oh.
good.
Oh, that's a whole.
Oh, when the milk hit
situation right
this?
Wow.
there. It tastes just like the Pop-Tart.
It's like candy.
Okay.
Oh, that's good.
Milk is only going to make this better.
Oh, absolutely.
Can we go with the milk now?
Man, these are. Take a
Rub it down.
second.
the milk.
He's rushing through the whole content.
I want the
Because
milk.
it tastes so much like candy, I can tell like one bowl is always going to be enough for this.
Mhm.
You got too much of this, you'll end up hating it.
This
I
is
would disagree.
the sweet.
I think this would make me run that red light and go to the second bowl automatically.
Teeth?
Run that red light.
Like
No, I'm just
fast,
saying, even
quick.
if I felt like I was getting full, I'd be like, no, I want more of this.
This tastes like candy.
Yeah.
It's super sweet.
Right there.
Not that it's a problem. Just
Well,
no
not right
fitting.
now. Not right now, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I would go with that.
I like the chewiness of the strawberry in the middle, too.
Dude, I'm just going through this.
Yeah.
This is great.
This is actually a really good representation of a cereal form of something. Because
Yeah,
it doesn't
that
taste
never
like
happened.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't want like a Pop-Tart and milk flavor. I feel like they made the necessary adjustments for it to taste like a cereal.
Even down to the sprinkles on it.
Yeah. Almost like
Now, the only thing to make this better if it was an unfrosted
No.
strawberry Pop-Tart
No,
cereal.
man.
I wouldn't be
You're
mad at that.
the only weirdo that likes
I
Pop-Tarts.
can't be the only person. They sell them in stores to here.
that would
You're
basically
paying
be
somebody.
Crave. You guys ever had Crave cereal?
Yeah.
I like Crave.
I like Crave too. I crave Crave.
All right, let's get this milk going.
Yeah.
Let's see what it's got.
I
Man,
might
you
need
wait.
You didn't tell him he was rushing.
Because he waited.
Pour me some first.
And it's our show.
He's literally like controlling.
Do you usually go almond milk now?
Yeah.
Unsweetened or sweetened?
I usually do unsweetened.
Can you
Sometimes we
cook?
try it with
Can you
others.
cook with almond milk, or will it taste like the flavor?
How so?
Because you know how people cook with milk? Like, you can't make
Yeah, I'm sure you can.
stroganoff with almond milk.
Why not?
Here you go.
It feel like it would taste weird because it'd be like sweet.
That would basically be a vegan version, right?
But how disgusting would that taste with
Not if
almond
it's
milk?
egg noodles.
Hey guys, wait for me.
Egg
Look at you
noodles.
guys, blackies doing the stat.
Do you guys put ice in your cereal?
No.
Who does that?
Gene Simmons does that.
Who?
Gene Simmons, the guy from Kiss. It was the
Oh
whole
right.
thing.
You know,
Yeah, I
how
don't
many old
remember
white
that.
people would slap me for saying who?
Yeah, probably.
But
Are
you
y'all ready?
shouldn't know about Kiss.
You ready?
All right, ready?
1, 2.
Every kiss begins with. Oh, this would be a perfect midnight
Fire.
cereal.
This is
Fire.
good.
I think I would enjoy this more at night than in the morning.
You are right though. The candy flavor did like it gets sweeter with milk though.
Sweeter as the day goes by.
This is good. You got milk in your beard. I think that
I
the
can't imagine
milk,
eating this a lot though.
the milk cuts it down from being so sweet to me instead of making it more sweet.
I feel like it accentuated the sweetness.
Yeah, it got sweeter for me. It is really good though.
But it does. It gives you the perfect like crust taste of it. Like
This
crust
tastes
of
like
it-
the best of Frosted Mini Wheats. If they revamped Frosted Mini Wheats like they did the Domino's crust, that's what this is to me. So you know, Frosted Mini Wheats kind of tastes like a little bit of cardboard with like sugar on top of it.
a lot of bit of cardboard.
Well, now I'm thinking like, what other cereals that started off as something else worked? Like, would Rice Krispies count, or did it start as the cereal?
started as-
It started as a cereal.
Flaming Hot Cheetos.
It's a cereal? Hell no. I'd believe it too.
I saw somebody that had made.
You
it
know
up.
what? Reese's Pieces. Reese's Pieces cereal, the puffs.
one.
That
Like-
might be better than Reese's. It's definitely better than Reese's Cups to me. By the
so?
way, I hate Reese's Cups.
Really?
Hate cups.
Look at that box of
Love the candy. Love the cereal. Do not like the cups.
I don't like the cereal, huh?
Look at that box one more time. Though.
Hold on, I was about to
Run it back?
highlight it real quick.
I gotta run it back.
Run it back.
Yeah, I was about to see what's up with it.
What was that thing? What was the thing? The black household thing.
Oh, it was the whole thing.
The debates.
Yeah, the
It's
debates.
it's too long though.
We
It's
just
too
do
long?
one. Let's just do one.
Okay.
Yeah. Because we don't always talk like, just about the cereal.
Okay.
We talk one thing on it.
All right, so we're gonna do some of the most ongoing disputed arguments in the black community. All right, so let's pick one.
This is actually legit, bro.
One says, is barbecue anything that's cooked on a grill, or does barbecue only refer to pulled pork? Never heard that.
I've never heard that one in the community.
Barbecue
Barbecue is
chicken.
definitely everything that's cooked
Yeah.
on the grill.
What
I
is
don't
the
really be
best?
having pulled pork at barbecues.
Nah, who
That's
does?
something
But
I
that's
get
like some
at barbecue
Miami stuff.
restaurants, but never at barbecue.
I don't never cook that.
Pulled
on my
pork
own.
is not even that good like
I
that.
need
Oh,
an
it's
adult.
great.
What is the best piece of fried chicken? Wing, leg, thigh, or breast?
Thigh,
Wing,
thigh,
Drum.
wing.
thigh.
Drum.
What are you, a 5-year-old? What
Leg.
Are you, ask me something.
I can't reach it.
Oh.
Just move your breast.
heard
No,
enough.
I need.
the breast is too dry. The wing is too small. The thigh has the perfect amount of flavor versus the ratio of meat. You get the max amount of meat with a lot of flavor because it's juicy because it's the legs.
What about the leg?
It's
I
better
love
than
the
that.
drum.
This
I
is
love
the
drum.
hierarchy
It
in
tastes
order,
better than that,
and
more
you're
flavor.
all fools if you don't listen and agree. Wing at the top, thigh next, 1 and 2, way down at the bottom. Well, maybe the middle, leg, under the earth, breast.
You hate that much?
Bro, when you get a
Under the
Popeyes,
earth?
when you get a bucket of Popeyes, the breast is always left.
Yeah, that's true.
Nobody cares about the breast.
How do you
It's
bite?
terrible.
It's hard to bite.
It's you. How do you go in?
But-
Like
You're
you're a
going right into the
barbarian.
middle. Do you hold it to the
Weird.
side and go on the edge
But
where it
devil's
kind of
ad-
comes to
The
a
breast got the most meat though.
Yeah, but it's the worst tasting.
Yeah.
The thigh is a good amount of meat to flavor ratio.
You know what
the
it
wing
is?
has the best flavor.
I hate the bones that are left after the breast.
Yeah, it's like the whole rib cage and stuff.
It's
a
super
whole
weird.
thing.
It makes you feel like you just ate his heart.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, I don't know. I feel like the leg is just the best way to eat a chicken.
Yes.
It's just like,
What are you doing?
Boo.
it's just boom.
I love it.
It's
What's the best?
dippable, all that.
Nah, but the thigh got more flavor though. For some
thigh
reason,
does have good
it's
flavor.
like the most consistent flavor on the entire chicken.
What's the thigh look like again?
The little square, like
Like that.
a breast was smaller.
Is it
I
dark
like
meat?
it. That.
It's
That's
dark
my
meat.
second. Wings are great if you're eating like wings from like Wingstop or something like that. But other than that, it's a waste of time, bro.
It ain't.
Waste
The
of
only thing that's bad about wings is the amount you need to eat to feel full.
Get
Right,
that-
that's what I'm
get
saying.
that
It's a waste
refill.
of time. But you could just eat.
Can you get them the cereal?
You could literally just eat another piece and get exactly what you need for that.
I would get sick of this cereal really quickly. Though.
Yeah, I can't eat.
Because I just ate 2 bowls and I'm just like, ugh.
I couldn't even get to the first one.
Well, I mean, 2 bowls is also.
No, normally I don't eat.
Just a regular
Yours need
amount.
two bowls is my warm up. And then I'm just getting started. 3rd bowl, I'm like, all right, let's start.
Is it still pound cake if it has icing?
Ooh.
What
Is
else would it
vanilla
be?
ca- vanilla cake.
Nah, man, it's just pound cake with icing.
Pound cake with icing.
Was that,
Saddest.
is that a thing? People,
I
what's-
guess.
I never heard of vanilla cake before.
I could tell a lot of these are
They
like
just say yellow
regional.
cake. They would just say
Oh
yellow
yeah,
cake.
yeah.
Ooh, here's good. What is the most important piece of food? Macaroni corner,
Mm-hmm.
big piece of chicken, last deviled egg. You guys like deviled eggs?
Love deviled
Deviled
eggs.
eggs are great.
I can do them, but yeah.
Love deviled eggs.
popping
They,
them
they
back.
do a number on me when they're done.
And then this I've never heard of. The first piece of fish.
Oh no, I've heard of that in the South.
First piece of
All
fish.
that is that what the older person or your dad gets. Daddy always get the big piece of chicken. Daddy always get the first piece of fish.
What's the first piece of fish mean?
You having a
It's
fish
hot,
fry? The
fresh
first
off the
first,
grill. It's
the
smoking.
first fresh off
It's
the
before
grill.
It's before the grease gets dirty. Because after you cook too much fish,
Yeah, it's
that
not-
grease is going to get
It's
dirty.
fresh off the grill.
Yeah, well, fresh off the fire. You know what I mean?
Out the grease.
Yeah, the grease.
Do you know how fish is fried?
I don't think
Yes.
that's.
He said fresh
Who's
off
that
the
fresh
grill.
off the grill? I heard it.
I bet you I can fry fish better than you.
Here we
That
go.
To here.
again.
You know how?
To here. Look me in my eyes. I will fry fish better than you.
Okay, cool.
Doughboy,
That's what's up.
have you done that before?
Yes, I can fry fish.
What do you fry?
Are you taking him up on this?
Catfish.
No.
What do you fry?
Red snapper.
I fry catfish.
What's up? You want to have another
That
competition?
video did half a million.
You want to have another
Nah, man, 'cause
competition?
I definitely got cheated on. I've never addressed this, and I accept
Address
this
it
day
then.
up.
Can you address it when
But-
I get the milk? Can I get the milk? I want to pour up while you address it.
My preparation alone. My preparation alone.
But
It
why
doesn't
did you?
matter if
But
you
why did
prepare
you
something
get
that doesn't
beat?
taste as good.
Yeah, you
I
got
don't care if
beat.
you're there all day.
Now I challenge you on air again. Do you want to have a
man.
fish fry?
Like a McGregor
Why
too.
did Why did you get cheated?
McGregor made
Because
it
I made the turkey burgers for everybody else.
You
so they
made
would
that
have-
choice.
So people had options. I should have did that. You're right. I
How
shoulda
you
did
get
that.
there
it?
you
That's
go.
not getting cheated. That's making a bad choice.
Yeah.
Got cheated.
Cheated means somebody said, "Oh, there's some advantage Doughboy had." Nobody told you to make turkey burgers.
can clear your name.
It wasn't like
And
we
then-
said, "Let's make beef burgers," and then Doughboy was like, let's make turkey burgers." And Doughboy's like, "Nah, I'm making beef."
Yeah.
You just was like, "No, the onion and the
right.
mayonnaise."
And you had
Right.
everything. You had your little thermometer, your
did.
apron, and went out there and got
And
cooked
you
yourself.
lost on most of the ribs too. You didn't just lose on the turkey burger.
Yeah, you lost on the
crazy?
ribs.
No, bro.
Bro.
More than half the people was rocking with the ribs too.
You ain't got no footage to prove that.
It's
So I
all the
believe you.
So
footage is on
did you
YouTube.
accept the challenge for a fish fry?
Nope.
I don't think Tahir can.
Why not?
Can handle losing to you again.
Oh yeah.
No, I
that
can't.
hurt his soul.
He mad.
He
for,
didn't
was
like
mad for
that.
real.
He don't like
He was
it.
mad for real.
You don't want to fry fish with me?
Do it. I want to judge.
Nope.
Kev, can you fry fish?
No.
What's up?
I
Sid?
challenge you to
Nope.
we're going to do the Thanksgiving sides episode, and from the
Okay.
looks of these shows, plenty of time on the calendar. I don't know if I want to do
You really
it.
don't want to do the fish fry.
He can't handle losing
Yeah,
to you.
yeah, he can't.
He's a sore
His
loser.
pride is hurt.
I'll be that. I'll be all of that.
I'll be that.
Because I'll be deep frying them shrimp and everything. I got a whole little thing, man.
Don't be cooking.
I want to see this fry competition happen at some point.
What's up, man?
I'll just fry some fish and just bring it in. Y'all
Why
can
would you
take
just
my
do a
food.
competition?
I'm not doing no
Beat me.
competition with you, no.
Jeez. He got his little feelings hurt. Oh, you
Whether that be
adorable.
the case or not, I still ain't gonna do it. You can't force me into it. You ain't gonna peer pressure me into it.
That's hilarious.
I know I can cook.
He basically just said,
Do
"My
you,
feelings
though?
are hurt, and I'm not doing it."
And I don't want to risk it happening again. You understand?
It's my feelings and I want them now.
It took me weeks to get over that law. The funniest thing is he just knew he had it.
He
Oh,
just
yeah,
knew
absolutely.
it.
Doughboy's
He was-
grill fell. His
He had to help
ribs
me put
fell
it
into
together.
the fire. And Tahir was like, okay, well, obviously they're
won?
burnt. And
I
he
won.
still won. I was like, Doughboy. I just knew Doughboy was going to lose. He didn't even, bro, the dude, let me tell you what. The dude, you know how the grill has the underpiece and you put the thing on the bottom, then you put the coals on. Doughboy he never even set the grill up right. He just went there because it was a brand new grill. Just dumped the coal. The
just
coal were
failed
like
all the way to
this
the top.
far from the ribs. Like, Doughboy, you didn't even set the grill. He's like, I didn't know. I thought it was already previously set up. So we had to take the thing and all
Re-put
this,
it
the
together.
things were burnt, and that man still won with
And
that.
still beat you. You over there nodding your head like you
was
wasn't
like
the
the
person
Tour
that
de
got
Force of the
washed.
hair.
The Mighty Ducks of barbecue.
And to be
Oh,
honest,
we never even answered the question.
What was the question?
The corner, the first piece of fish.
Shoot.
To me, I'm gonna go with
First piece of fish for me.
what was it? Hold on, it was a corner piece of macaroni, first piece of fish, big piece of chicken. What was the last one?
Last deviled egg.
Oh, the last deviled egg.
My last ever egg been sitting there. I don't want that.
The reason why I want
I'm good on that one.
the
Yeah.
first piece of fish
you
because
need the first
you can
double
get
egg.
finessed if you wait too long and get a terrible piece of fish. Like once the good piece of fish be going, they be
And,
gone. You
like
can
I say, the
find
long-
good pieces of macaroni.
The longer you wait, the dirtier the grease gets.
Yeah.
And once that fish starts cooking in dirty grease,
But some
it tastes
people argue
burnt.
that the
He's like,
best.
fuck, third out.
I don't agree with this, but some people argue that the best fish is when the grease is old.
Nah, man.
But I don't agree with that. I feel like
I-
it tastes burnt.
I feel it. Yeah, once it like you can taste like once you can taste like the skillet on the
Yeah.
fish a little bit. You got to drown it in hot sauce. Nah, I'm good.
Yeah,
on that,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
How would
You
you
ever eat
recognize the
mustard with
taste of
catfish?
skillet?
No, I do hot sauce and pickles.
Pickles?
Hot sauce and pickles with that catfish.
Where do you put the pickles at?
You just like to grab a pickle and like tear off a piece of fish. and eat it
Oh,
like that.
okay.
Absolutely, man. That's the way to do it.
I do hot
That
sauce
was so
sometimes, or I'll do yellow mustard sometimes.
I've never done mustard on my
On
fish.
catfish?
Yeah,
Mustard on fish?
It was something in the South. This family, I don't know if it was a Southern thing or just this one family did it.
Mm-hmm.
They was like, "Yeah, we like ours with yellow mustard." So I was like, "Okay."
I want to try it with pickles. Pickle
catfish.
sauce.
Legit,
I love
bro.
pickles. Is it-
I love
It's
fried
so
pickles.
They're not
legit.
sweet pickles, though. Huh?
Nah, deal, baby, deal.
You don't like sweet pickles? What's
I don't
your
really,
deal?
I don't really mess with the sweet pickles.
I like
that.
sweet pickles.
Dills
Okay.
are good too.
Everything ain't
They have
supposed to be
spicy
sweet.
dills now.
Y'all
which
didn't
are
catch
fire.
that. He said, you don't like sweet pickles. What's your deal? That was funny.
I didn't even do that on purpose.
Really? I thought that was a
I
very
literally
clever
was just saying,
joke.
"What's your deal?"
What's your deal?
What kind of
That's
fish
a
y'all
good
be
dad
eating?
joke,
Yeah,
though.
really.
I do.
Dad joke. You don't like
Catfish?
pickles? What's your
your deal?
deal?
I do swai. Swai is like the Japanese
Swai?
catfish. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Swine?
Swai.
I've never
Oh,
heard of it.
SWAI.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
The volume.
Hey, man, get out of my
He's
business,
literally
man.
said I've had two. He said I had 2 bowls. It was
I'll
a
tell
dub.
you,
He's
3
like,
bowls I'll start. This is just the warm-up.
That's hilarious. He has warm up clothes on.
I love flounder too, though.
Oh, you eating flounder?
That's what we should rank. Fish fried. Catfish has got to be at the
Oh,
top.
it's at the top.
Well, I mean,
And
I don't.
Red snapper.
I'm
For it
trying
to
to
be
get more into
for it to
fish.
be the dirtiest, they always talk about how dirty catfish is, but it is the most.
Bro, it's the it's the best
most-
fried.
Is there
by
any
far.
fish over it fried?
No.
Red snapper is good.
Swai
Red
is good.
snapper is
Red
good
snapper is
though.
good.
Red snapper is really good.
What about not fried?
I feel like red
To
snapper.
me, the best
Salmon.
not fried fish to me is Chilean sea bass.
oh wow.
When restaurants have
never had
sea
that.
bass on the menu,
What's it taste like? Is it fishy?
it's not fishy. It's not. I don't like fishy.
I mean, either.
I
That's
don't
why
like
I thought red snapper was fishy. That's
fishy.
why I never tried it. I've never tried
What
it.
you talking?
I didn't
Low
know
key,
that.
you know what's really
Red
fishy?
snapper is lit, bro.
Salmon. And that's, I feel
Yes.
like salmon
That's
is
very
introduced
fishy.
to black people first. And then that's like, I mean, for me, that was like my taste of fish. But then you go to other stuff and it's not that fishy.
You know what
Like
it is about
salmon, is
salmon?
it?
No, salmon is really fishy. But
Oh,
there are
other stuff is not.
There's stuff that's
why
less
I did not
fishy.
like salmon at first for a long time because I was like, bro, this tastes like I'm biting. The
I don't
ocean.
like it. I don't like fried salmon. I
Fried,
like it
salmon
like
is the
grilled.
worst fried.
If you
I've never
fry
had
it,
that.
it's
It
disgusting.
is the worst.
It's like not even a point to do it. It's like,
So, okay,
why?
what
I feel like
fried
It's
fishes
best.
do you guys
It's
like?
good in sushi form though.
What
Yeah.
fried fish do you guys like and what grilled fish do y'all like?
Catfish for fried and salmon for grilled.
Okay.
I like catfish for fried. Branzino, also good fried.
really good.
Branzino,
Only
what's
thing-
that?
Branzino.
No rapper.
Oh, wait,
I
that's
don't know what type
Benzino.
of fish
That's
Branzino
the
is.
flat one, ain't it?
Yeah, it be served with the eyes a lot.
I don't like that.
Yeah,
Branzino is
Vegas.
Don't make the
it's
food
bass.
too real for me.
It's bass.
I like flounder.
And Chilean sea bass is amazing. I don't think I've really had flounder.
People
I had
don't
it
eat.
in
People
New
don't eat.
Orleans.
Mahi is a pretty good fish.
mahi is good.
For
Yeah.
tacos,
Yeah,
especially for fish
yeah,
tacos. It's
yeah.
a good meaty.
It's a good meaty fish.
Swordfish
eat-
is really good, like as
I
a
had
steak.
that once.
I've never
It
had
was kinda
swordfish.
weird.
It's
You said it as a
really-
steak? It's thick like that?
Yeah.
It's
they
thick
get
like a
fillet,
steak.
yes.
Oh.
Super big
It
fillet.
is a meaty,
Bro,
meaty
you
fish.
see how big swordfish really are?
Bro, they're out here.
They
Bro,
call
they're
them
like
swordfish
sharks.
because of the beak that they have, right? The thing out.
That's the
out
nose.
Their nose thing.
Yeah.
I've never had
I
that.
see. I started.
Actually, you know
I
what?
started
Tuna
eating.
is also really interesting because it can be really expensive for like sushi and stuff, and like on the open market. But then like in a can, it's really cheap.
Cheap, right?
Have y'all seen how big a damn tuna is?
Tunas
Bro.
be out here.
Tuna-
Wait, is
are
a tuna an
brolic.
actual? A tuna is an actual fish.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's
What'd you
huge.
think?
I mean, I knew that it came from the sea, but I don't think I don't have a mental picture in my mind what a tuna looks like.
This is just a
That
big
big
ass
oval fish. Sometimes I let it look yellow.
Yeah, I know.
Just let it go. Just let it go. Just let it go. Just let it
I
go.
What
felt
You're
it.
not
did
gonna
you
get anything.
think
No,
You're not
a
gonna get
tuna
anything
was?
from it.
What
Okay.
did you think?
I knew that tuna was a fish. I
You,
just
but
don't
you
know.
just asked.
It's tuna a
Is
fish?
tuna a fish?
You did just ask that.
I
though.
knew it was a meat that came from the sea. But what I'm saying is, I don't have a mental picture in my mind of what a tuna fish
He thought it
looks
was.
like.
He thought it was sea nigga.
That's all I wanted. What did
Do
you
you
think
have
it
a
was?
mental?
Like
So if somebody told you to describe what a tuna fish looks like,
I
you
can
could
draw one for you.
Yeah.
Let
But
me see
I know what a tuna
Let me
looks
see what
like.
it looks like. Hold on.
Remember Jessica Simpson was like, I know it's chicken in the sea, but what is it?
Yeah.
It's not chicken, is it? That's Doughboy.
That was. I mean, at least she knew what it was though.
Yeah.
Tuna. Hold on.
She knew it.
I know it's a meat from the sea, seafood and all that. But it's not a fish, is it? Or is it?
Bro,
Hold on,
what?
Oh wait, is this what a tuna is?
Saying
Hold
to
on.
break open a shell to get to the tuna.
Is that what a tuna is?
It's a big.
That-
I mean,
so
that's
you
a,
knew?
that's low,
Yeah.
that's low key.
That's a small one,
That's
actually.
a small tuna.
So-
And tunas, there's a bunch of them. Like I didn't know, like yellowfin and all these
Yeah.
other things were also tunas. There's like a bunch of different kinds.
I did
but-
not. Okay. Well,
Tuna, it's the musician fish.
Oh,
You can-
because
you're
Tuna
gonna do that?
fish.
You're gonna. Okay. All right. Where are you guys at on time?
Well, I
Chit
mean,
chat
you know,
cereal?
listen, that was
Tuna
that was
fish.
Yeah. You just ruined that. Yeah.
cool, man. That was a lot.
Fish
Of,
talk. This talk was fishy. No,
what are you looking for?
I was looking for the other kinds of tuna.
Oh,
Yellowfin is really good. Albacore. I think albacore is the one that they used to make
In the
tuna
cans.
fish.
yeah.
So what's the really expensive one?
Well, I heard that albacore. If you guys ever seen tuna that says chunky? That's because it's a different kind of fish. It's not albacore. It's like mixed, but it's better for you.
See,
So
my-
bluefin looks like it's the big one.
Bluefin's the giant one.
It looks like bluefin. All these pictures are the large bluefin.
So tuna
877
fishes
pounds.
are relatively big. Like you
tuna
don't.
fish eye.
No, they're huge. Like
So you're not catching one like on a fishing
Not a
pole.
regular
Not
Oh,
those
right.
big ones. Look
Okay.
at these pictures. These
people
are the big
go
ones.
to catch tuna. You have to literally strap yourself into a chair.
So it doesn't pull.
Oh
you in?
yeah. Marlins too.
Do that with
You gotta have a
marlins,
special
sharks.
boat, special rod.
Yeah.
You ain't finna go out fishing for tuna with just like stuff from
Nah, man.
Big Five.
Because it's also in the deep sea, so
You'll
you have
get
to
killed.
go
Do
really out
people
there.
eat shark?
Yeah.
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 Fish.
Have you
not
guys ever?
good,
Have
though.
you guys ever eaten it?
I had it one time at some exotic. Well, it was kind of like a casino buffet, so I don't know if it was really shark.
Ooh.
Have you ever eaten whale? Do people eat whale?
Nah, I didn't feel like it. I had some, but I didn't feel so well after.
Low key, old Jello's the whale. If you ate old Jello, you ate whale.
Oh
Because whale meat ain't that meaty, right?
no, I've never had whale. I was just
blubbery.
trying to make the joke.
Oh, it was a great joke. But do people even eat whale though?
I think natives or Eskimo sometimes eat it.
It's
part
so
of their culture.
blubbery and fatty that it's hard to eat.
Yeah.
Do people eat dolphin?
I've never heard of anybody.
Not that I know of, but dolphins are ridiculously big.
Yeah, they'd be-
Much bigger than you.
And they're sexual deviants.
Yeah, I heard that. And they're strong, but they're like dogs, kind of. I
They're
rode
smart?
a dolphin in the Bahamas. It was weird.
What happened?
You get on the ground, or not on the ground. Get in the like, I guess pool is the best way to describe it.
It
They're
wasn't
like,
the open ocean, was it?
no,
Okay.
no, they can't go home. The worst part is the real ocean is they just built like a rock thing in the real ocean right over there.
So they just like that meme of Squidward looking outside.
Basically, like, bro, how y'all gonna put them in captivity right outside the real
That's messed
world?
up.
It's
Wow.
that free willy thing. Like, bro, we're in the Bahamas, and like y'all know outside is right there. Like, if y'all could just jump over that, you could go as far as you want.
Well, you know what's crazy about a lot of these like habitats that people think like, man, release them into the wild. A lot of the animals ain't trying to be in the
Nah, they'll
wild.
get
Have you
killed.
seen the wild?
They would prefer to
Bro,
be in
you seen the
captivity?
ocean?
Yes.
Bro, it's the Wild West out there.
But they
Like,
can't.
bro,
But no.
you
But
crazy?
if you put a whale
out there.
in a tank though, then he becomes claustrophobic because it's too small.
Because it's too small.
Right.
But and that's messed up. But like
Right.
when you're talking about like the wolf place that we went to, the
we
sanctuary.
was wolves.
The wolf sanctuary, like a lot of those, they're either injured or they grew up a certain way. They wouldn't survive in the wild. So a lot of times you think like, oh, I got a goldfish or a turtle. Let me let them into the ocean. More than likely
They
they
would be
died
eaten.
within that 10 minutes. Yeah.
Really?
Man,
Shit
ocean
is
be out
crazy.
here, bro.
And over 80% of it is uninhabited. So that makes me know that
No,
there's
unexplored.
mermaids.
Unexplored.
There's mermaids. We're not talking
just-
about
he
it.
just
But
blew it.
now is the
Uninhabited.
perfect time with this corona thing going
He
around.
just even-
Let's talk
just
about
blew by it.
mermaids. They're there.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching another
About
episode
mermaids.
of
They're there.
That's the whole conversation.
Chit Chat and Cereal.
They there.
We appreciate y'all watching.
Talk about mermaids.
Exist.
Tuna, is that a fish or a chicken? I don't know. But the real truth is mermaids. They there.
80% of it is
We gonna find
uninhabited.
out that mermaids exist, but they're
I
gonna be
think they
ugly. They're not gonna look like
Unexplored.
Ariel. They ain't gonna look like Ariel. They're gonna be ugly and horrendous looking. But mermaids exist. Man-maids.
I'm gonna show you some mind blowing stuff. You can sign off.
Let's talk about mermaids. Real? Yes.
Exist. Yep.
Now, the best fish is the thigh of a mermaid. Delicious. Little lime, little
Would you
tahini.
try mermaid if they existed?
Absolutely.
You would?
Delicacy. Did you know that lobster used to be
Delicacy.
considered poor man's food?
Really?
They were rats.
They were like-
we did a segment of that on the podcast.
Yeah, they were like rebranded. Like, man, bro, lobsters is good. It's rich
Lobsters
people's food.
low-key
actually.
had one of the best rebranding in food history.
Lobster and Brussels sprouts probably had
Lobster?
the best.
No, Brussels sprouts is still trash.
Lobster and Target had the strongest comebacks.
No, Target was never down.
When was Target
No,
out?
Target was down.
Never.
Target had a hell of a rebranding.
When?
Absolutely. Right
When?
before Kmart started closing.
What you talking?
I promise you, Target.
Target never had a bad
They
Target
were,
deal.
they were always
absolutely-
winning.
No,
Let's
they
look
were
in the
not.
comms. Let's check the
No,
comms.
they were not.
People watching live on Patreon. Did Target ever have a bad deal?
No, they was
Target
always lit.
was down.
And they moved it to the grocery game, the
That's
video
what I'm
Target
game.
was below Kmart.
Bro, I'm-
Says who? Tiki
I'm
J.
telling you,
Really?
bro. Target was down. Target, Lobster, and
Oh
2
my
Chainz
God.
had the best comebacks
2
ever.
kidding
Chainz.
with me.
as
What is
Titty
this?
Boy?
Oh man, Titty Boy had to die. For
You
2
can't. You
Chainz
can't.
and Merch.
Titty Boy can only go so far.
Oh no.
There's no more Target in Canada.
Ain't no,
wow.
ain't no more.
What they doing?
Wow.
What they doing?
What you talking?
Once they
Tahir
lost-
is right. They
You believe me.
rebranded.
I know you believe
They
me. They
absolutely
exist.
rebranded.
No, I do.
I don't think I ever knew of Target being
Bro.
bad.
Once they got
Is it
rid
when
of
they first came out?
when they got rid of Massimo, they was like, "Oh yeah, you gonna
They're
get
out
rid
there,
of
bro.
Massimo?
I know they are.
We're done with your Target."
Massimo's the guy who was with Aunt Becky.
What?
Massimo? He's the guy that was with Aunt Becky. That's how he got a lot of his money. He sold Massimo.
Kevin,
Oh really?
Yeah, Lori.
show Kevin those pictures.
What's her name? The
Oh, the one that just went to jail.
yeah. What's her name?
I don't know, Lori something. Yeah.
Lori Ann Gibson? No, that's Boom Clack.
Boom, cap. Boom,
Boom
cap.
cap.
Boom, cap.
What are you showing me?
The
They
proof
found-
that you never thought you needed until now. They're out there.
They're saying that was a mermaid carcass they found.
Oh
See?
my God, what is
freaky.
that?
A mermaid.
If they were existed, they would probably look more like that.
That is not magical.
Nah.
That
Not
looks
at all.
disgusting.
But you know what's another crazy
oh,
theory?
God.
That dinosaurs live underwater too.
They probably do.
Dinosaur, they say some of the stuff in the ocean ain't really evolved that much past dinosaur time. The Mesopotamic time.
Well, you know what's crazy?
Mesopotamic-
They
Mesopotamia?
I don't know if this is they or if I just made this up.
Methamphetamines?
What's it called? I think that dolphins play with humans
This is a
because they
minstrel cup.
recognize us. Hey man,
Did you hear that?
This is Patrick's minstrel cup.
you paused it for that. Huh? Give me this.
Did you hear that? Say it
I'll get
again,
it.
Pat.
What'd you say, Pat?
I said I think I have a theory that dolphins play with humans because they recognize us.
So there are
mermaids?
mermaids then.
That's what I think. I think
Oh,
that
I know somebody look just like you without legs.
and that's why they like play with us underwater. And
They
people
probably play
drown.
with us because we're dumber than them.
But Kev, honestly,
We're the dogs to them. They're like, humans, come here, little buddy.
Kev, but do you ever ask yourself this, honestly? If over 80% of the ocean, we have never even been there to
Uninhabited
explore.
or unexplored?
Unexplored. And every year, they are finding thousands of new species from the 20%
I
that
don't know
we're
if they're finding
in.
thousands every
They
year.
are. They find new species every year.
I know they find new species, but I don't think they find thousands every year.
But what I'm saying to you is, do you really feel like it's that inconceivable that if 80% of the ocean is uncharted territory for us, that there could be mermaids and dinosaurs?
Uninhabited.
You don't believe that
Uncharted.
you don't believe that there could really be
Under the
mermaids,
sea?
man-maids, mermaids?
Why are you trying to make them man-made?
Because I feel like the guys.
So you talking about like half human, half fish?
Yes,
Like talking
because
in
know,
Atlantis?
You know when the ice age happened and the whole world like stopped because it froze over. Some of them could have just found refuge in the
Is that what
water.
happened during the Ice Age?
Yes, everybody froze to death and then they came back. with a
But
new
people
species.
think that it's gonna be like half us, like half nigga, half fish, with like hair and
Smoking
stuff
a
like
black and mild?
Yeah, like all this
Leave us
stuff that
alone.
You wouldn't need. Like you wouldn't have skin color if you lived down there. You wouldn't
Right.
have hair.
Well, I mean, they'd probably
So
be
it'd probably
ugly
just
as
be
hell.
like, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because you know that.
Humanoid.
Do you know that giraffes didn't start off like that? They started off, they were horses and they kept trying to reach up to get fruit. And that's how their necks ended up becoming so long.
We was wolves.
Dogs
joke is
come
that?
from wolves.
It's a meme on the internet. It was a dog with the African hat on. It's like, we was wolves.
Oh, you work for the man.
That's Doughboy. We was wolves, man. Y'all out here licking stuff and grabbing tennis balls.
Low-key, I think that giraffe thing is true.
Human.
I'm telling you, that's what happened with giraffes.
What happened to you?
Shut up. I'm telling
So wait,
you.
did they just give birth and they're like, oh, this nigga's neck is kind of long?
I'm telling you, that's how it happened. Animals evolve.
And then the next nigga was like, damn, these necks is getting longer. I should keep reaching, keep stretching.
By the time it was 8 feet taller, like, yo, we might want to. I don't know how this can go. This is like, it's a whole thing.
Stop
So
stretching
wait,
your necks up, guys.
That explains their neck, but they have super long legs too.
Their legs did it too.
They were on their tippy toes stretching.
Their
like-
legs started growing.
I know you would think.
Well, that's how evolution happens.
That's we didn't look like
The
this
thought
back in
of
the
a
day.
giraffe, like the first one, like I can't get anything. I mean, I'm going to die. If I don't.
That's hilarious. That's the only thing that kept them from death. They're just like, I can't, I starved. They just died.
I mean, we're really gonna have to do something about this as a people.
And also,
like
are
community.
trees really that tall in Africa?
What are the other things eating?
I could reach some leaves.
Because the
Why
zebras
couldn't
are like,
it
bro,
eat
there's grass on the ground. What did y'all talk about? Like,
grass.
well, we didn't want
Let us
that.
find out giraffes are picky. Like, I want that floor
The
shit.
giraffes are the vegans of the
leaves.
animal kingdom. They're
Leaves.
like, we'll be having the gluten-free foliage.
Africa,
That's how they started.
He said zebras was like, bro, there's grass
that's
right
hilarious.
The giraffe is just looking up.
Imagine their necks were so long they couldn't reach the ground. It's like,
Well, no, it's not even enough.
Really?
God, son of
I'm the worst. I am the
beneath
worst
me
animal
now.
ever.
Every time I try to reach the grass, they just fall over. And they're like, you got to go for the stuff in the tree.
Yo, low-key giraffes suck. Necks are their whole thing.
That's their whole
They
thing.
even fight with their necks.
Yeah,
They're
they
weapons.
do.
They said what?
So here would be a terrible giraffe. This dude is starving. He'd be 108 pounds.
He's the mutated one behind him. Like, hey, come on, what do the leaves taste like? Can you kick a tree?
He's like the dwarf. He's the Tyrion Lannister of giraffes. They're like, man, this one's messing up the whole.
Shake that
Like,
tree for me.
Wait, how did I become a real
Shake
thing?
that
in
tree
this?
for me.
yeah, this is my little brother. I don't know what happened to him. This one was the star quarterback. This guy, I don't know. He's like, man, come on, man, I count too. You eat the stuff with the zebra. Nah, man, I'm with y'all.
Every time I picture a giraffe eating, it was a tree where the leaves were like just out of reach and they were like perfect. But like, trees don't be big like
They
that. all
don't.
the
There's
time.
plenty of regular sized giraffes are just pompous. They sit there with their long necks, looking down at the rest of the animal
It's
kingdom.
just like, peasants.
They're shopping at Whole Foods. They're like, oh my god, this is the private school.
And they they only fight other giraffes. I've
Yes.
never seen a giraffe fight something else.
I think they're bigger than most other animals. Outside of like an elephant.
Lions be jumping on them though, like, "Ugh."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn giraffe.
Got to bring them down. I like the
They're
way they
so
run.
weird when they
Like
run.
the
They look
gallop,
so
yeah.
weird.
And they're stupid fast.
Yeah.
They have a long
How are they
neck.
so
Bro, they got
fast?
legs so long though. Their legs are like 8 feet long.
It's low key like a lanky person. You know how lanky people
This
are
minute
like,
bull
they-
in animal form.
They definitely shop at Nordstrom. Like Macy's. Oh my god.
Like God.
minority accounts.
Macy's. Oh god. I would be
Hilarious.
caught dead there.
Giraffes with shopping bags is really funny visual.
A giraffe and a turtleneck.
What
with
kind
one
of-
gold chain.
Oh, giraffes are wearing
turtleneck?
ascots. For
Oh
sure.
yeah, absolutely.
Where?
Multiple ones, multiple stacked ascots.
Yeah, where would they put the ascot? Would they put it up near the head
No,
or
the
down
base
near
of the
the
neck.
shoulder? The
Yeah.
base?
Was it the Toys R Us mascot of giraffe? Though?
Yeah, he was the
How
first
did he
one.
score that? How did a giraffe score that mascot gig for
Because they're
Toys
saying
R
you're
Us?
better than the other toy people. They're like, come on, guys.
That's hilarious.
We got toys all the way to the top.
He used
over
to
here.
wear like a crew neck too.
Geoffrey, the way they spell Geoffrey, Geoff.
Wait, no,
That's
they
a pompous
didn't.
way. They did.
That is a pompous.
Jeffrey was like the French Jeff. Oh,
That
that
is-
is Jeffrey.
Oh, wait, didn't he
That
have-
is
he
a
had
pompous
blazer
way to
first,
spell
didn't he?
Jeff.
It is. Because then
Nah, he
when you
didn't have
spell
no
Jeff,
clothes on.
it looks like Joff.
Oh, he had a
Yeah,
t-shirt
or
on.
Jeff.
I hate that.
Yes.
I hate when people spell Jeff like that.
Oh, it's so pompous.
Joff.
I'm
Geoff.
Joffrey.
I'm Joff.
Oh,
Hold on, let me check.
I don't know why, but I feel like Chihuahuas are assholes too.
Why do you feel that?
I don't know. There's like some animals I feel like would be mean. Like peacocks are super douchey.
Oh, they're more pompous than
just
giraffes.
like-
oh yeah.
They're like,
I feel like they literally do this
they really do.
with
They're,
their feathers.
they're like,
I've arrived.
well,
Yo,
I
you
was
know
gonna make a joke that I'm not going to make.
I-
It popped in there though.
Yeah.
What was it too? It was filthy.
Oh, I know what you're talking
Nope.
about.
Just imagine it. Just tell me how you would have thought of it.
I see.
Hell yes. Peacocks. You gotta just toe the line.
Yeah, I missed
That's as far as I'll go.
You know what I seen? You know what I seen on the internet the other day?
What?
Like a cat. It was like a lion, but it wasn't like a tiger. It was like some type of like mountain cat. He tried to attack a porcupine, and the porcupine stuck him and tore his butt up. Man, I had never seen a
I
porcupine.
want to see what Doboy is searching on YouTube. Where are the mermen in the uncharted inhabited
Lion
ocean
versus
part?
porcupine. Although I would watch the hell out of that.
Yo,
Yo,
I ain't gonna
it
lie, bro.
stuck him.
You watch YouTube for long enough,
Oh.
you be on some videos.
Bro.
I ended up watching, when we were moving out of the racism office, I ended up watching an hour's worth of 1811, guy making recipes from 1811. Like hardtack
What?
and gruel.
Wait, what?
Making 1811. There's
Oh,
a
the
whole
year.
Yes. The dude
What's
dresses
hardtack?
up. Hardtack is like,
What?
Gruel?
bruh, I was like, I don't
Gruel
even know
is-
I
how.
thought gruel was mice.
Gruel's like
that's
oatmeal.
a porridge or something, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like oatmeal. Hold on. Okay, the website's called Townsend. So he making hardtack. Gruel is like oatmeal.
Hardtack.
Hardtack. Hold on, bro. I was like, bro, how did I get here? Civil War meals for the soldiers. He was showing you how they
Really?
would stop.
Oh, wait. First of all, what is the channel's name? Because I would
I
like
gotta
to
see
see.
this.
It's called
now.
Townsend's.
I would like
Bro,
to
it
see
was a
this.
cool 2 hours. I was like, so this is how they made the original beer, huh?
Where are you getting these recipes though? Like who
Bro,
kept up with these
he
recipes?
read the old books.
Wow.
The old books from people written there, like
Yeah.
by women and stuff, like the early butter, what it's 17. This is the first one I watched. 1755 scrambled eggs, quarter pound of butter. I was
God.
like, click.
Quarter pound of butter.
17 what?
1755, the year 1755.
Scrambled eggs?
Yes, and a quarter pound of butter.
I have a theory that food didn't get delicious until like 1960.
Wait, what were they doing before then?
Based on what?
Just like think about all old like Civil War food and like going
Yeah.
on in the Irish famine and all this like throughout history, food looks like it was trash.
Yes,
That is
see,
very
all this-
true. And the
Except
Great
for barbecue.
Depression.
All that
pound of meat,
seems like
baked
everybody's just eating
onions.
potatoes and stuff.
Oh, actually, hardtack is a biscuit. That's what it is.
Is it?
It's a biscuit that they take all the water out of so that it can last. Because what was happening is the British Navy was sending the people over, or the French Navy, and they had to go on this long voyage, and like fruits and vegetables would go bad. So hard doesn't go bad. So they would sometimes have to add more water to it so that it even be edible.
Oh God.
And I was
That
like,
sounds
So then it would
horrible.
last for a
They-
long time?
yeah. So during the Civil War, here's breakfast in the 18th century.
That's
This is-
back when people ate just because they had to. It
Yes,
wasn't-
you would stick like this hardtack in your little knapsack, and then like when you
Ah.
have time to eat, you just dip it in water. Like it
Isn't
was
that
like
how
this-
seasoning
in
came
water?
about like that? Like
Huh?
people had to put salt and pepper on meat so it didn't go bad.
yes, and
then it
there's
became
video on
seasoned.
that.
Salt, yeah, salt.
Salted
Really?
meat,
That's how
yeah,
seasoning
man.
came
from.
Like
Imagine.
beef jerky, kind of like that. Like that's how they would last through the winter because they didn't have no refrigerator.
So that would
Yeah.
give it the preservatives that it needed to
well, what
stay.
would happen is the mermaids would come and attack.
Shut up.
They hated salt.
You really
They were
don't
like,
believe in mermaids, bro? You don't believe they could exist?
No, not really.
You don't think so at all?
No.
I would love.
So
to
what
go-
do you think is going on in that
No,
other
we're
80%?
talking about a human part of it. Are you saying there's a piece of a human?
Yes. Because, bro, listen to it.
Why
If-
they ain't on Twitter?
if the world
Twitter is a whale.
if the world was ending because of ice and then people were still alive at that time and they were looking for refuge, they could probably look and be like, we can go
So
into
you
the
think
water.
talking
people
about
jumped
the
in the
Civil War
ocean
foods.
and they were like, yeah, man, I'm going to grow some fins.
I just think that is possible.
If that's the evolution part, I don't think it's humans jumping into the water and then growing fins.
Yeah, I don't think.
and you don't believe that there's dinosaurs down there either?
dinosaurs in the bottom of the ocean?
No, keep going about the food. I
Yeah,
don't want to
go
go back
back.
here.
Okay. Potted beef in the 18th century.
Potted beef.
Baking bread in the earthen onion.
Even their names, it's
Wait,
like they
but
named
wait.
it knowing it wasn't fire.
earthen oven, yeah.
Is that one of the ones
18th
that they make
century
in the ground?
cheese curd. You make it right over the
I
ground.
hate the word
Gotcha.
curd.
Lives of downtrodden and early American.
I think I'm siding with Pat.
What?
The food probably didn't get delicious to the mid
Because I feel like at some point they were just eating stuff that they could.
feel like barbecue
1796
was always delicious,
beefsteak
though.
pie. Yeah, you know that started during slavery.
No
Barbecue?
way.
Yeah, it's like a once in a year thing. I didn't know.
What,
I was like,
barbecue?
Slaves was out there throwing meat on the grill.
oh yeah, it's probably over fire on the ground though.
Yeah.
Check this website. Check this Townsend things out, where you will nerd
Oh,
out.
it's
Townsend, like
Townsend, like Robert
Townsend?
Townsend, yeah. But it's
Well,
just called
that's tight.
Townsend.
That's such a strange
Fried
idea.
chicken in the 18th century. It is strange. He has a Patreon. He's got a whole. He
I
makes
bet
clothes.
He making bread.
He
That's
makes
cool,
clothes.
though. He
People
does
buy
make
the
bread.
clothes.
Hard tech.
Yes. He makes notebooks and pens. Bro is out
From
here.
the 1800s?
And these videos all got 2 million, 3 million.
Do y'all ever think about the evolution of food? Like
Not
people
until
had
today.
people had to like come up with recipes to cook stuff. Somebody
That
had
is
to be
so.
like,
That is super interesting.
I'm gonna just cook some noodles and put some shrimp
I just
in
want to
it
say something before
and call
we
it
go.
Alfredo.
When we are talking about something,
doesn't
Doboy
give a
is
damn.
always thinking about something else. He's never paying attention to what we're talking about. And instead of joining our conversation, he introduces a new idea. So
Sometimes
then
they're
you
funny,
start
though.
talking about that, and then he goes to another idea. He just got us on Mermaids. We're talking about that. The evolution of food. Tell me how you think we got to beef ribs. He will literally do that. He's never really listening. He's just thinking of a new thing that he can
the problem
say.
is that if you're also ADHD, you're like, yeah. Oh, a butterfly. Hang on, I'll be right back.
But if you're not, you be like, Doboy's on drugs.
Are you listening?
I know he's not drinking,
He's
but he's
either
definitely
thinking
on
of a new
drugs.
thing
He's
to
on
say
drugs right now.
or a joke. He is never listening.
Yeah.
It's either a
You know
joke.
the joke coming. He's like, wait. So they did such and such and such. Like, just a setup. So
remember
That's all it is.
My dad put my card on that with me one day when I was younger. He was looking at me like, "Boy, you just sitting there waiting for the next thing to say." I was like, "Yeah, can I talk? Hurry up."
Can I go?
My own voice.
My own
My
voice.
own.
My
We were
own
on
voice.
tour in Spain on vacation, and we were walking to get something to eat. And Doboy did what Doboy does. And so he was like, you just need to hear your voice sometimes. If you haven't heard your voice aloud, you will just say words so that you in your head you can say my own voice, my own voice, my own voice. And it like satisfies your need to say words out loud.
Do you think in your own voice, or is it just?
Oh, Doboy definitely thinks in third person. Doboy, say this next. Okay, Doboy, I will
Is
say
it our
that.
head, or is it our actual voices in there though?
I think in my own voice for sure.
Yeah.
Have y'all ever thought about this? The crazy thing, I think we talked about this before. I'm looking at you right now, right? But you'll never be able to look at yourself how I can look at you.
This is literally, I just said it.
Yeah.
But have you ever thought about that though?
But it's also a good thing because I'm like, that is a good point.
Well, here's what's messed up.
What do I look like to you guys?
brain-
Am I handsome?
Well, you know what's crazy? Your brain adds like some crazy like 15% attraction to yourself because of the
Really?
confidence.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Or lack of confidence? Does it subtract people who aren't confident?
No. You're always more attracted. Like nobody in here knows exactly what they look like. Like every time you look in the mirror, you're like for sure, and people see something different.
You say for sure? Yeah,
was-
that's Pat.
there's a-
All right.
There was a.
I accept that for sure.
Oh, and not only that, your brain adds attraction, and you've only seen the mirror image of yourself.
That's the thing
So
I'm
I
saying.
was reading this story about a man, and he was saying that because of relationship dynamics, no two people in your life will ever have the same view of you. And
What?
you don't have you. Okay, so my relationship to you is this relationship because of how much time we spend together. Same thing with Pat, same thing with Tahir, my wife, and my 2 kids. No of y'all have the same relationship with me that the other person has.
Wow.
I don't even have the same relationship with my 2 sons that I have. Different relationship with each of them.
Right.
My wife, whatever, Tahir, to Tony, to Doboy, because of age and all this stuff. So nobody can say this is Kevin because Kevin is different to
everybody.
I'm Kevin the son to my mom is way different than Kevin the husband to my wife,
Or
And
Kevin the father.
dad, or Kevin the friend.
That's a really
or
good
business
way.
partner.
Gary
great.
Vee was talking about. That's a great way to avoid negative comments if you create content because it's like they're judging you based off of like a 1% of
glimpse.
what they know about you.
Kobe is a
Wow.
perfect example. When Kobe died and all the family videos came out, I was like, oh my God, I really only know Kobe Bryant, the
basketball-
athlete.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His wife is missing Kobe Bryant, the husband. His
Right.
children are missing Kobe
person.
Bryant, the
The dad.
Yeah.
The Joker,
and
all that.
even his teammates versus his what are the non-teammates
staff?
called? No, the people you play against.
Opponents.
The opponents. Like if you never played with him, that's a different thing. It's like, so me and my wife watched this Hillary Clinton documentary on Hulu, which was really insightful. And I realized the only Hillary I know is the media portrayal of Hillary Clinton.
Right.
I don't really know her.
We don't
So-
know any of these.
You
people.
don't know
No. So
mom,
watching
the
her,
wife,
no.
Wow.
the friend.
Watching her interact with Bill Clinton at the beginning. Like at the beginning, I didn't know this because I didn't know much about their political career in Arkansas. She didn't go by Hillary Clinton. It was Hillary Rodham for a while. And in Arkansas, that wasn't flying. They're like, well, what kind of, you think you're better than us? You won't take your husband's name. So she actually changed her name to Hillary Clinton to make her husband more electable. And then when he cheated on her, apparently he cheated on her back in Arkansas, which I didn't even know about.
Back in Arkansas? What was happening in Arkansas?
He was
That's
the
where they
governor of
lived?
Arkansas first for a
it.
minute. And he had cheated with some Sarah person. So when he announced his presidency, she was like, but he sexed me. So Hillary
She
was
came
like,
out?
Yeah. And because Hillary went on I think it was Dateline or something like that, and was like, stood by him, held his hand, like, we getting through this. That's the only thing that made him electable.
Wow.
But somehow women saw her as bad. So they were focus grouping with women. They're like, actually, I
How'd
hate
they see
Hillary
her as bad? Because she didn't leave him
because she
for
got
cheating?
cheated on and she didn't leave. So some people hate her because she didn't leave. Some people hate her because she stayed. So then the black lady who was her person was like, in a group of women, they're like, well, why don't you like her? She was like, yeah, because she got cheated on, she stayed. And then one of them was like,
So did
well, I
y'all.
got cheated on.
Yeah.
And I got cheated on. So why are you mad at her? She was like, because I should have left too. and I
that
did
was
it.
fully personal.
And they saw themselves
in her?
the disappointment in themselves in her.
Wow.
But she got cheated on. And the Monica Lewinsky thing, she ended up being the monster. And she didn't do anything.
She was like, I
didn't
just
do
smashed
nothing.
the president. You
Bill
did it.
Clinton
Hey,
is the one who
he
did
done got
it.
away with everything.
Bruh.
That's
He done
wild.
got away with
I had
That's
no
just
idea.
crazy to think about. That
The
like
crime bill, when you watch that stuff back now, black people was voting for stuff that was killing, like that crime bill stuff, we voted. Not,
The 3 strikes you're out thing?
bruh, because we were being told the crack epidemic, this and that. So we were like, yeah, we got to stop this. What about our kids? Our people are going in jail.
But it ruined
we
our
did it so that
neighborhoods.
we thought that it would.
It was to help us.
We thought it would hinder people from doing it. But what really happened is people didn't have much of a choice.
Right.
So they still had to do that risk. And now Clinton was basically like, that was terrible. I'm sorry about that. But then people still in jail.
You're still in jail.
But I said all that to
he
say
started that? Three
yeah.
strikes?
He ran on that. That was his like Obamacare. That's like his thing. Yeah. And now the heroin epidemic and the meth epidemic that's hurting where white people are the most people, that's a crisis.
Yeah,
We've
not
got to
a-
help them.
Yeah.
You were a
War-
crack baby, crack
on
baby, crack
drugs.
mother, war on drugs. Just the phrasing of epidemic
I saw
versus
that.
crisis.
Crazy.
Crisis, we need to help these people.
Yeah.
Epidemic, we need to punish
stop
these people.
Absolutely.
Wow.
These are crack babies.
They're running amok.
Right. So anyway,
That's crazy.
when I watched that Hillary documentary, I was like, had this come out before she ran, she might have won.
Could have helped.
Because the emails thing, when you explain it,
That's
What?
that was
Bro,
such
it was
a
Perception is so
basically like-
crazy.
That was so
it was
flimsy.
essentially like the bare bones. It was like having Gmail and your government thing on your phone. And when she got done, she deleted the emails. Like literally was like you would swipe right on your phone.
Yeah.
And she was like, bruh, I thought this was over. She was like, that doggone email thing never went away.
She deleted emails on accident?
On purpose. But it was like, it's like if we got to shoot and I email you, here's the call sheet, Pat. The shoot's on Thursday. Here's the directions, pick your lunch out. You're like, all right, here's my lunch, parking thing. And then after the shoot, you delete that email. It was basically that. Like, well, we done with that. Like, you can't do that. What was you trying to hide?
That's what
Like,
everybody got mad at her for?
yes, because it was framed as something people didn't really understand. It was just framed that she did something wrong
Yeah,
and
I
illegal.
was
And
never
apparently at
explained
the
to me.
time she did it, it was like an illegal thing, but it was kind of like understood, like a rolling stop.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's
but it
perfect
was
example.
politicized so well because what happened when she said something really interesting. I know we're way off talk, but shoot, it's coronavirus. Somebody was like, she said, when you're accused of something, some people never even stick around to see if you were guilty of it.
Right.
Just
Oh,
the
no.
accusal.
Is
It's
enough.
like,
Is
it's like
enough.
the whole Me Too thing. People were getting buried, and then it would come out that nothing happened, and people would be like, yeah, but I'm not listening to this.
Exactly. You got to watch the morning show on Apple.
I got it. You keep
On
telling me
what?
about
On
that,
Apple
the morning
TV.
show.
It's
Everybody said
about
it's really good.
basically, you remember Matt Lauer?
It's a movie?
Yeah.
It's a TV show on Apple. 10 episodes. Jennifer Aniston, her best acting work by far.
Really?
This is scripted?
Really?
I changed my whole tune
This
on
is
her.
scripted?
Scripted. I had to apologize.
So it's
to
not
her.
a comedy? It's drama?
No, it is a drama.
Okay.
You guys need to watch
I'm
it.
gonna watch it
Jennifer
right now.
Aniston, Reese Witherspoon,
Reese Witherspoon.
Steve Carell,
This is Hulu?
Apple TV.
Apple TV.
Which is free for the first year. Anyway, so Steve Carell's character is basically like Matt Lauer from Today, Good Morning America or Today Show, one of those two.
Okay.
He got accused of Me Too stuff, right? And it starts his life from the night before the story breaks. And he got accused of sexual harassment or something like that. He had slept with an intern. and somebody on the street was like, rapist, and he was like, I wasn't even accused of rape. What are you talking about? And his character was like, that's what happens in this Me Too thing. Like, everybody's lumped in.
Yeah.
You're just all Harvey Weinstein. His was a consensual thing in his mind. He wasn't even accused of rape. It was like he thought it was consensual. She didn't, and people were like, yeah, rape.
Isn't that rape?
No, wait, what's it? Is it rape?
Sound like you just described rape.
That's what.
No,
yeah.
well, so in the story, what dropped is he had sex with a intern.
So is that
That
a
happens.
promise?
Wait, no, I don't. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. Because another character, he actually did do the non-consensual rape, but that wasn't what he was charged for in the show. But people were just calling him a rapist, and he wasn't even the story that dropped. That wasn't his thing. The rape part came out later.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was, but it was.
Well, it's the same with Tekashi 6ix9ine. That whole thing was his homie.
Right. He wasn't.
He was getting all the
He
rape.
was just there. He was
hate.
just
yeah.
I don't know much about Tekashi 6ix9ine's thing.
I think it was like a homie he was with had a chick who was under 18.
He didn't
But
even know.
that turned into Tekashi's a rapist for a long
Everybody
time.
was calling him a
I
rapist.
didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I didn't even know why people were calling him a rapist. It's a lot. It's a lot.
People can just
He
say
had a lot
stuff.
going around him.
He had a lot.
It was
He
like-
gets
it
out in
was
August.
beginning.
You all ready for the album? He
I
get out
mean,
in
that was
August.
exciting before all this other craziness. And now it's just
yeah,
like,
I feel like coronavirus, it put a lot of things in perspective.
Yeah.
Because we was like, man, you just be living your life. And the virus is like, nah, I'm finna mess everything up.
I'm messing
Everything.
every
It's messing up the bag.
money.
for I'm sure.
I thank the Lord that YouTube messed my money up years ago.
What do you mean?
Back the first adpocalypse before Logan Paul, YouTube was like, ads is gone. And it went from like what I was making to like zero. And I was like, I cannot just rely on one thing. Like I can't, if one of the things go away, I'm screwed. So that's why YouTube, Facebook, merch, and live shows, right? So I really only been touring crazy for the last 3 years. I always did stand up, but it was just once a week.
Right.
So then touring became the biggest thing. But now that's $0. But luckily, YouTube is going to go up with the amount of new content. Podcasting.
It's going up?
The amount of content consumed will go up for if people are stuck in the house.
Yeah.
But then the ads from podcast companies are down. Like, I don't know if y'all got the audio boom thing. I was like, God. So hopefully people still buy shirts. But I'm just really thankful that it's not all one thing. Because some
Right.
comics, they have literally
That's
nothing
it.
else.
It's just that.
Like Tahir he got 3 or 4 other things, but 3 years ago when he was doing
Oh,
stand
I
up,
would have been asked out.
bro, like there's a lot of road comics that is
out.
paycheck to. Roy Wood said this. He said, bro, the other thing is y'all gotta understand, businesses are paycheck to paycheck too. Like them comedy clubs, them restaurants, some of them not gonna open ever. They can't just go 2 weeks without work. Most people can't go, and that's what I was talking about. The lady over there, she was like, you can prepare for a slow season.
Yeah.
We all work in this industry. We know from Thanksgiving to like Martin Luther King, it's light in these streets.
Right.
But you're saving for that.
Yeah.
You're not expecting
Every year.
3 months
Just something.
of your busy season. This is touring season. This is like production. This is how we make our money. And they're just like, nah.
Do you
Like
fe-
whole shows are getting canceled. Like the neighborhood is just like, all right, bro, we done. We're not shooting the rest of our season.
Really?
Mm-hmm. They're not
Raven
shooting-
too.
What other show?
Raven?
Mm-hmm.
What
Raven?
does that mean?
Yeah, because Dave Hillman writes for my boy Dave.
They said the show's over. They're not gonna
Like
shoot the
series
final
finale?
Not series, but season finale. They're just like, man,
Just
it's
halfway through?
I think it's closer to the end because I think they end around May.
Well, I guess my question is this: however long this lasts, let's just say 2 months, arbitrary number just picked out of the air. Do you think after that 2 months goes by of everybody being locked down, everybody being away from everything, all the live performance stopping, do you think it will go right back to
No.
normal after 2 months, or do you
It'll
feel
be
like
a-
there'll
it'll
be
be
a
a scale.
a slow?
Yeah.
Them
Journey
first
gradual.
shows gonna be light.
Right.
It's a
So our
gradual
first shows
thing.
back. If we go back May 1st, I'd say it's probably not gonna get because if you're afraid, you're gonna
You don't want to be the first ones to go out.
Right.
you slowly get afraid. You slowly lose fear.
Okay.
So at 9/11, that crash happened. People like, nope, never traveling again.
Right.
Never flying. Never.
Right.
Then a couple months later, you're like, all right, I'm gonna take a short flight to Oakland.
Okay.
Test the waters out. A year or two later, you're back like it never began.
So how long do you think it will take us to get back to where we were before this happened?
This is a big one. I
Depends.
don't know.
Right.
It-
I think-
we don't even know
Af-
when
af-
this is over.
Right.
If they
Apparently, it
ban
could be
it-
bad for 2 or 3 more weeks as far
Yeah.
as in America.
If they end up like instituting that the
Martial-
shelter in, whenever they lift that ban, probably 6 months to a year before it gets back to normal.
And the crazy thing, the probably
Y'all
the
gonna get the
scariest
same
thing.
jokes for 2 years. Shut up.
The scariest thing,
Which
I was watching CNN, and a dude is like, you know how there's like a bunch of people coming out just like, stop worrying about the coronavirus. The numbers are blah, 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 blah. These numbers don't even check. These numbers are low. It has a low mortality rate. And he was the guy on CNN was basically just like, yeah, but you have to think this is a new virus. It's only going to get stronger, and it's only going to get like the flu. The flu literally does like gets stronger every single year, and you have to like re-up on the vaccine.
Right.
So if it's this crazy, and we just a couple weeks
beginning,
in,
yeah.
that's what's scary. This
And
could
everybody
just
can't
keep
even
going.
get tested right now. That's the crazy thing. Like you can't even get
Only the
correct
rich.
data.
We are literally like in the infancy stages of this whole epidemic.
And that's the
It's
thing
gonna
that's the
get worse
crazy
before it
is
gets better.
This is like September 11th in the sense of this is something that we've never seen before.
Right.
Like we've seen stock market crashes, recessions, maybe like we've heard of that stuff before.
Yeah.
This is like, okay, so sometimes in life stuff happens that you just
You have no
never-
control over. You
Yeah,
see
like
coming.
Detroit, the riots, like
Yeah.
when that happened, I know they were like, bro, this is crazy. What is
Bro.
going on? Earthquakes, like that, them big earthquakes in LA, like the Northwich quake. We've had earthquakes before, but that was like some
That was different.
magnanimous level of wildfire. You like
LA riots, all that.
LA riots, like that's some stuff, but this is like a global thing. And that's
Right.
why I feel like it's a little different than anything else because it's like
At least our
MERS,
stuff was America.
SARS, H1N1, it all felt like, oh, just don't go to Saudi Arabia. Don't
Yeah.
go over here. Like, and to be honest, it's going to sound terrible. But at first I was like, man, that corona crazy, but I don't be going to China.
Yeah, that's what,
Like,
what
so
I
I
thought
didn't
too.
feel like
I didn't
that-
I didn't feel threatened.
Yeah, because I was like, bro, I've never been to China, have no plans of going to China. But then it was
Man.
like, people from China came back here. And then it's like, oh shoot. But now then we got 200 cases in California.
Man.
What? 400?
And they said right now the stock market is crashing every day faster than it was back in the Great Depression.
I
And the
have
dot-com
not,
bubble.
Yes.
I have not
It's-
looked at my
bruh.
stocks.
Oh, I haven't
I,
either.
Crazy.
I know I'm $15,000 down.
Bro.
I'm
I-
scared.
what is
You
that?
guys
I don't
figure
even know
that
how
out,
the
Sam?
stock market
I just
works.
gotta accept it. I'm just
You said what?
I don't even know how the stock market works like that. Like, what does that mean? You're 15,000 down. You lost $15,000.
yeah. I know I lost $15,000.
You can't take it out?
Investment.
Doughboy. The one thing I love about Doughboy, he never acts like he knows what he don't know. That man said,
That's more annoying though.
I don't know how the stock market works. What do you mean the $15,000? I had $15,000 yesterday. I know half. How though? You
So
really
that
don't
means
know how
if
the
the,
stock
so,
market works?
I mean, I know
The
how we
legal
look.
ga-
the price
legal
of the
gambling.
the price of the stock went down.
So let's just say I have stock in.
Bacon fat.
Shut up. I have stock in
Apple.
Delta
That's
Airlines.
funny.
And now since there's not going to be, say I was getting it for $7 a share.
So you
And
do
let's-
know how the stock market works.
Right. So what I'm saying, but I just don't understand how.
Bacon fat.
Okay,
is
let's-
down.
So it
So let's just
Okay,
say
this is how it works.
I have 7,000.
No, listen.
Okay.
Basic.
Okay.
Pre-corona,
Uh-huh.
let's say a Delta one share was valued at $100.
Okay.
Right. So it takes Doughboy $100 to buy one share. Okay. Coronavirus down,
Mm-hmm.
flights down. People aren't using that. That company's not seen as valuable as much
As
value.
$100 a share anymore.
Right. So now maybe it's $50 a share. So now what you spent $100 for, if Tahir wants to buy, he can buy in at 50.
And I was buying it at 100.
Yes. So now you lost $50. Right.
Okay.
Now it gets worse. That share is down to $7.
Okay.
What you spent $100 on is now only worth $7. So if I buy what your thing was valued at 100, it's only 7 for me. Now magnify that by saying you had 15,000 shares of Delta, which was valuable a week before, and it's gonna take. If it ever comes back, that value is going to take a long time.
Man,
so the best time
that's
for
no
me,
fast upswing.
who doesn't buy, I don't buy a lot of stocks like that. I invest in Kevin State Studios. But if I buy a stock of Delta at $7 and then it goes back up to 100,
Now you're winning.
Now I made $93.
But I'm still not winning because now it's just back to what it initially was that I bought it for.
If that
Exactly. If you can even hold out for that
Right.
long. And so what happens to people 401ks is they have all that money mixed up in all the stock market.
So then do you start dumping it when stuff goes bad? Like, well, give me my
Well,
money
that's what
back from
happens.
this.
Everybody does
Now
that.
everybody's pulling their money
which
out.
makes the value for everything
So
go
then that's
down.
what crashes the system.
Yes. And what happens is some people's retirement is in stock, like their 401k or heavily in stock or pension. Like it's all invested
So
in
then
that.
based on what's happening in the world right now, their money can be affected.
So when the housing market crashed, when I first bought my house, a lot of people who worked at Bank of America,
Mm.
a lot of the stock owned by Bank of America, like their 401k operators invested in that market. Like they're like, we got to invest in real estate. So when real estate drops, they can't retire because that money they were going to draw out and cash out
now you
is
gotta
not
keep
there.
working.
So now you got to go to Walmart and check receipts.
So things like this are not good for anybody.
No.
Because now everybody's
No,
money is
it
getting
is
affected.
good for some people.
Like who?
Now, when like
Soulja
the Fed
Boy.
cuts interest,
You heard he's
Right
making
now.
millions of dollars
Off
with
soap.
soap.
Yeah.
No.
Soldier soap.
I didn't know that. Sometimes when the Fed cuts rates and like say the Fed cuts rates to where interest rates for houses are down, and there's this old saying that if there's blood in the streets, buy property. So like in Porter Ranch, when there's a gas leak, the value of the houses went way down.
So then it's like go buy it because you know it's going
Because
to go
if
back
you
up.
can wait for like some of these houses took 5 years, if you can wait for prices to go back up. Now, what you bought a house for $100,000 is now worth $1 million.
So that means if you have disposable income that can sit that you don't need to touch
You
for
have
that
to have
5 years.
You have to have investable income.
Got it.
That's not disposable. That's like for you, it's good. So like on the show Billions, I don't know if you guys ever watched this on Showtime.
I did. I fell off after the second season. Though.
Yeah, it's like freaking Entourage for the stock market. The dude who ran the hedge fund, when September 11th happened, the first plane bought, he bet against the airline industry, which I didn't even know you could do for the stock market. So he made a whole bunch of money.
Bear and bullshit.
Yeah, something where you can bet against something. You know the movie Trading Places with Eddie Murphy and that's basically what they were trying to do. They got the weather report. They're gonna say it's gonna be a bad orange crop season, so I'm gonna bet against this, and then I'm gonna get a lot of money.
So by that rationale, the stock market can be looked at just as much as an investment skill as a gambling skill.
Absolutely.
It's the same. It's legal gambling.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
And that's what insider trading is. That's what these people get away with. If I know
find
you
out.
own
So that's what then they start penalizing them if they feel like you're
Yes.
cheating.
Because if you own a company, right? You say Doughboy's, fish company, and you're like, man, this actually, we're projected to do terrible, right?
And I tell somebody,
You tell me, I'm your boy, bro. Sell all your shares because in 3 weeks
about
we're
to
gonna
get
announce
bad.
that's gonna be trash.
Yeah.
That's illegal because now I have information that say Tahir didn't.
So
have.
that's what,
Martha
Martha Stewart
that's what
got
Martha
caught
Stewart
up
for.
for.
That's
Guess
really what white rich people go to jail for.
That's what the
It's
game
gambling.
is, though. It's all that. It's just getting caught. You think people like Martha Stewart and those hedge fund managers are playing on the up and up?
But that's the thing, though. It's like people can become wealthy and powerful in the world just based off of a gambling
Yes,
skill. It's
because
not
you
even
can
like
cash that money out and then
Right.
go buy a
Or
house.
network. Or
Yeah.
having the right people in your network to even tell you that information.
Yeah.
That is
like right
crazy.
now, there's no interest rates. So if you had investable money to invest, this is the perfect time to buy some rental property. This is the perfect time to get a new car if you needed one. Because with 0 interest rates, you're not gonna get it this low again. For
Even
a
if you got
while.
bad credit?
Well, sometimes you can't do that.
Oh, I'm just okay.
The car industry, like, bro, we broke, not crazy. But if you want to buy airline stock, you can wait it out. $1,000 in Delta now is going to buy you more shares than it would have bought you 3 weeks ago.
Right,
And if you
because-
can wait, because eventually it'll bounce back, especially if
Right.
the government injects $50 billion into the airline industry, it'll start to go back. But the thing is, regular people don't have that money. If you still need to buy toilet tissue, you can't go put that into the stock market. It's people who have a lot of money who can benefit off of that.
all day.
But what are people gonna do now that just genuinely can't go to work to pay their bills?
Well,
To
I
pay
talk- I
rent.
talk- I
Is
talk
rent
to
gonna,
our-
like, freeze?
Our, property manager right now, and she said that she's not going to be. I talked to my property manager, and she said she's not going to be enforcing any eviction notices or anything like that. She's going to
But is
wait
she
it
letting
out.
the rent go?
But she's not letting the rent go. They
So
are
when do
not
you got to
letting the
pay
rent
it? Just when you get it?
Yeah, you get it, and then if you are behind, you're going to be expected to pay everything that you're behind.
So that's
But they're
what
not
happened
gonna
during the
give you
housing
extra
market.
money to make up for this time right now.
No, that's why it sucks. So my boy, during the housing crisis back in Washington, when all these houses were going crap, he had bought a house that was kind of raggedy in Tacoma for like 84 grand or something like that. And then he was like, I can't pay my foreclosure. And the person at the bank was like, listen, at this point, the bank is going after the bigger loans. Your house probably just going to get swept under the rug.
Wow.
Just stay there. This dude stayed at his house for like 6 years.
No money.
No, he didn't pay. The bank was just like, all right, man, forget it. It's only 84 grand.
Right.
They just let him have it?
They just didn't care. They
was
literally
this?
were just like, this is my boy in Washington.
He just got to keep the
He
house.
just got to keep the house.
That's crazy.
And then what? What happened after 6 years?
No, he got to keep
nothing.
the house.
The bank just
Oh,
counted
bank
as
wrote it
loss.
off. The
yeah,
bank
yeah.
wrote
He
it
eventually
off.
moved and was just like, all right then. But he was the bank lady was like, bro, because they had $1 million houses that were foreclosing. Like they're not gonna be able to sell your $84,000 house. They have a lakefront property
Right.
on Lake Washington. Like we going after your house
Right.
first. Like we're not gonna come all the way down to Tacoma.
Right.
This is his house is like 50
It
years
might
old.
cost more money to get
was
in there
just-
and get all this together.
And it's really hard to evict people.
Right.
So they're gonna evict people out of the houses that are gonna get sold again.
That'll
So
make
he
more
was
money.
he just
Get
used
that
that
money
money and invested in a
So
barbershop.
what do you think will happen? What do you think will happen to most people out here
It
right now that
depends
can't
because
pay?
what is most people? We're all in different industries. If you're in the service-based industry, travel, entertainment, you're hit hard for right now. But if you like work for the government or you work at a bank, you might not be hit as hard. You know what I'm saying? If you're a teacher, you're still going to get paid or whatever. But if you're a store next to a school, you're getting hammered because the kids aren't in school. So
Right.
it's like every industry is affected different by different things. Like when 9/11 happened, again, it was travel that was killed or whatever. People were still coming to live shows. Now, can we travel around and do live shows? You know what I'm saying? So housing crisis is down. People who build houses, they are out of work. If you're in construction, there ain't nobody building houses. And people like me, when I was in the banking industry and the housing market crashed, all of our loans were tied up in buying people houses. People can't get no credit cards. They can't get no house. So I was having $6,000 bonuses, which was basically became my salary. Like I was making this, I make 50, 55 with bonuses. Those bonuses go to zero. I'm like, I'm just making 35 now, 30 even. And then bonuses never came back. Like that money at Bank of America we used to make, it never came back.
That sucks.
Because there was the wild.
I remember that. That's when I was
crashed because of the way the banks were
Oh
set
yeah,
up.
I was in
Giving
the
out the loans.
in the
Yeah,
loans.
we were, bro. I was there.
I know.
The computer just was like.
I remember when they came out with negative amortization loans. I was like, this is the beginning of
Negative
They would give you
amortization
loans
loan.
based on the projected value of your house that wasn't even there yet. So basically, if you have a house and let's just say it's worth 400 grand, right? They would say, well, in 2 years, based on our projections, it'll be worth 500. So we'll just give you the loan based on the interest, based on the value of the house that's not even there yet.
And that
And they'll-
makes it higher, right?
Yeah, so they'll give you like a loan, and then you can basically redo it, like refi all your stuff, roll it all into one.
Yep.
Isn't that a good loan though?
Well,
No,
here's
it's
the
a
thing.
terrible
So me and
loan.
Melissa, when we bought our
'Cause you're
first
not
house,
paying anything on it.
what they tried to give us, and this would really hurt the housing markets. They had what were called ARM loans, 5-1 ARM or 3-1 ARM.
228s.
Yeah, and it was basically an adjustable rate mortgage, right? So what that would be is like at the time was like right now your house is 4.25, right? But in 5 years your rate can jump up to whatever the rate is at that time. So this is what they were trying to get me and Melissa to buy. But so we were like, but what if it jumps to like 8%? And they're like, oh,
That would
it'll
never
never happen. You'll be able to refinance before that. So me and Melissa were like, nah, because like it could happen though, right? They're like, I mean, technically it could, but you'll be able to refinance. And that had been true for the last 20 years. But me and Melissa were just like, nah, though. Because if it jumps from 4% to 8%,
That's
your mortgage
double-
just doubles.
just
And I'm
double,
like,
right.
we don't have the money for our mortgage to double. So we paid a little more to get a fixed loan. So people were buying their houses based on what their current rate was. And then the balloon would go up, when the ARM was over, that payment would go up to 8 or 9%. And now
people would just
$1,500 payment becomes $45 or $5,000. And people are just like, well, I can't pay that. So they would just leave the house. But that was happening all
And
over
think-
America.
but
People were
back
buying
then-
houses they couldn't afford after the ARM expired because you can't afford the payment now, but not necessarily what the payment was could be.
But that's what people kept doing, though. They kept just thinking they could just keep refinancing
Yep.
every couple years. And then once they stopped that, it was like, no, that's your loan now.
But
It
actually,
wiped
what
people
happened?
out.
Remember, what people didn't factor in is your house value went down.
Yes.
So you can only refinance if your house is worth more than your
Than what
loan.
you owe, right.
So like when we bought our house, we bought it for $187, right? By year 4, it was worth like $130. Yes, it was.
4 years later?
Yes, bro. I'm talking about every property assessment was like your house is worth less and less next
like,
year
what's happening?
and less.
But you
What's
still got
happening
the
in there?
same loan.
Mortgage rate
So,
is,
so
I mean,
you
payment
still
the
pay.
same.
And then if you got an ARM, then you would have paid it even higher.
And it could have jumped up to double the price.
And even though the value was way low.
Right. So what happens is you cannot refinance for less. Your house has to appraise for more than your
More,
loan.
right.
So now you can't even refinance. So you're just out
So
luck.
if it goes under your mortgage payments, you can't do anything about that. Only when it goes higher.
No, it's not the payment. It's the value
The
of the
value
house.
of the
Oh,
house
right,
is what they can base the loan on.
But you can't refinance to what it's currently valued at.
That would be less than the original.
You can only refinance to what it's appraised at.
Got it.
But
So
see, and that's where
what they say your house is upside down, which means your house is worth less than the loan you have for it. So luckily now our house is back above ground.
This the one
above
on-
ground. This is the one in Washington.
But the messed up part about that time that he's talking about, like the 05, 06 era, like when they were doing the appraisals, they wasn't even, the people that was doing the appraisals wasn't even going to the house. They was just doing like a computer generated system, like, oh, it's worth this.
Zillow,
all of that.
basically Zillow,
And they would just do it. So it was
bro.
giving out all these fake, like these pumped up values that didn't even exist. Like
It was cool.
I
I worked for Bank of America as a
Janitor. So you sweep.
No,
What about the race? What about the dust?
What about it,
as an underwriter. I didn't know what an underwriter was until the first day of my job.
Funny story.
I got my homeboy jazzed up my resume. I got calls like, hey, with the job placement, hey, Bank of America wants you hired. $48 a day. An hour. $48 an hour.
That's all to hear heard.
Yeah.
$48. Yes, I know how to do this job.
Yeah, absolutely, right? No. We were using some program called Lexus to find, like, basically my job was going to be finding people who abandoned their houses because of this, the 2008 downfall.
You're a private investigator?
Yeah, well,
He's a bounty hunter.
Find out why they
Bank
did
of
it,
America
and
has
then
those.
try
That's
to get
hilarious.
the money back. But bro, when I tell you, I didn't know none of this. I was falling asleep in the training. You had to do these little tests, man.
That's the one nigga that doesn't know how to be there falling asleep during training.
It was boring. It was boring.
Should've been
Why
the
don't you
most-
learn? Because this is boring.
It always amazed me people that like
I
will
got fired.
like fake a skill to get a job and then know that they don't know how to do it.
Bro, be like, I can do formulas
got
on
this.
Excel. All right, do it. I don't know how.
They fired you first day?
Nah, they fired me like the 8th. I got a whole
Survived
week
7 days?
I got
was a half
I
a
got
pay
5
period?
and 3. They fired me on the 3rd day of the 2nd week.
So what was the final straw where they're like, I don't think this dude knows anything.
They said
The final straw is he didn't find the
I
guy.
didn't take my fedora off one day. I had on a fedora and I had brought donuts. I was trying to like just get cool because I knew
You
I
thought
know.
Donuts was going to save the day?
was like,
Here,
hey,
do you know what you're doing? Bear Claw.
Yeah, you told me that for the last few days.
He
Who
said
wants-
cinnamon
who wants
roll
a
and we'll
jelly?
finish this
Who
conversation.
wants a jelly? You look like a jelly man.
I'm a cinnamon roll guy.
Man.
What's your favorite donuts?
Apple fritter.
Glaze.
Apple fritter is the one that looks
It's
like a tumor.
ugly. It's
The
not
one
attractive.
I had
Yeah.
for the donuts.
Yeah, it's so good.
I like those too. I've been feeling
need a
maple
lot of
bars
chocolate
lately.
covered.
Cinnamon rolls,
I
man.
hate maple,
Maple bars
bars.
are fire.
They hurt your teeth. I
Cinnamon
like
jelly
plain
donuts are
cake
good,
donuts,
too.
the little plain
Nah.
cake circle ones.
You are
I like cake donuts too,
disgusting.
and jelly donuts.
I don't like
jelly
jelly
donuts.
donuts.
I don't like
disgusting.
custard in it.
I like the
custard.
twist with the sugar with the sugar. on it.
Nah.
Those are cool. Those are kind of basic though. I don't like those. Just you mean the powdered
Glazed
sugar on it?
donuts. S&K donuts from
Is that St. Louis?
no, it's out here. It's on 3rd and La Brea.
S&K?
S&K. The
What's that stand
best
for?
glazed
You had
donut.
me at
I don't know.
donuts.
I don't know, but it's delicious. And I used to stay up all night, but I think it was like 11.
Don't sleep on the bacon donuts though with the little
I like
bacon,
Bacon
on top.
donuts are
It's
fire.
super
Sweet and
weird.
salty is good.
Yeah.
I didn't
it's
think
good.
it would work.
I don't like
but
custard though. I don't like
custard.
Custard is the
That ruins it.
worst.
Especially if
So
you don't. If you
like
think it's a jelly
jizz.
donut and you bite into it,
It's too much too. That's the only
They
thing about
put
jelly
so
donut.
much in
it's
there.
too much. Some of the bites have the ratio of jelly is too high.
like what do you want?
That's why I like to open it up and spread the jelly around evenly
What? I
distributed.
never even thought of that.
Oh
Do
yeah.
y'all like donut holes?
Renaissance man.
Oh yeah.
You
Yeah, I'll
cut
take
it
it.
open?
I did it on Great Taste. And then you collect
Oh,
the
the
jelly.
dip.
Yeah,
You were
man.
dipping. I thought you meant you cut it open and
No,
like,
no, no, no. I
open
break
it.
it
That's
open.
psychopath.
You know what? Krispy Kreme overrated.
Yep. Not
Nah,
a fan.
I'm not. It's too sweet.
No, bro. No.
I think the thing is we were sold on the whole
It's
seeing
hot.
the donut get made, the hotness.
The hot
ready
sign. Yeah.
But I would enjoy way more donuts than Krispy Kreme. I would go to Dunkin' Donuts. I'd go to regular donut places on the corner. In
hood
LA.
donut spots are the best.
Hood
But I
donut
like
place,
how
Randy's.
soft they are though. Like Krispy
But
Kremes
they're
are always
Especially
entirely
when that
too
light is on,
sweet.
it's a different type of thing though.
It ain't though.
It's like
Yeah.
sweet.
Even
It's like
if super
just like
hot,
breathing.
it's just hot and
And the
sweet.
sweet.
Also, just where I am in life, it's hard to go through like a donut drive-through.
Yeah, it's just the whole thing.
That's a lot. That's
A
super
dozen
weird.
is
I
a
got
lot.
a half
by
a dozen
yourself.
glazed.
Even half a dozen is a lot by
Those
yourself.
are too sweet. You can't even
No,
go
half a
two.
dozen. That's a good amount by
It's a
yourself.
snack.
Yeah, warm
I
me
just
up.
don't like the donut menus because it's just like it's so overwhelming. It's like you want 6, 12, 34, to 400. Like damn, I get one.
Can I just get two? Is that possible? I mean, you can.
Two dozen?
but-
You mean 2 dozen?
Yeah. All right, man. Listen, we got.
How long did we run on this one? We were
Yeah,
running the whole
been for
time.
a long
Yeah.
time.
That was a whole
All right,
other
man.
podcast.
Talk to y'all in a minute.
Josh is over in lane.
Bro, it's 5:42. Hey, yeah, we're gonna have to do these video games another time, Kev. It's a.
We got 2,000 people in here.
No, we don't.
Oh. What? What you talking? All right. Well, we do the video games right now. You can go home.